1051.
Spell 1051 is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. We got a special chef in the building this morning.
Who didn't bring any breakfast.
No food. What
thought we had
chef is that?
Some eggs and pancakes or something.
Came empty-handed.
Well, Chef Roble.
Yes, we were in the Vibe magazine Juice issue together. Just wanted to throw that out there.
I know, like, we didn't have to do anything. We just know you in the Vibe magazine.
That was quite an accomplishment for me. I was proud,
me too.
Man.
I felt the same way, sir.
They said we had the juice, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And I know you have these day parties or something in Brooklyn all the time, right? I always hear about them.
They're actually in the Lower East Side of Manhattan. It's called Everyday People. And we started it a little bit over a year ago, and now we're taking it on the road. We did one in D.C. that was very successful. We'll be doing one in Chicago in about a month. We're going to be in Houston, Atlanta.
Okay, I
It's fun. It's a good time. Yeah.
And then you have the show on Bravo. Is that Wednesday nights at 10?
Wednesday nights at 10, but actually tomorrow or tonight rather is the season finale. And it's going to be on at 8 o'clock as opposed to 10.
So that's with John Legend and his fiance.
Yes,
Chrissy.
John and Chrissy.
I heard Chrissy's really fun. I haven't met her.
She's hilarious.
In person. In
Hilarious.
Real life. Now, who would you say is the most difficult person that you actually had to do an event for?
I would say it was like when I first started my company. I believe it was the first episode of season 1. There was a young lady. She's a nice girl, but I don't think she understands like what goes into trying to cook food. And she asked us to make sure that all the food was 3 colors: red, black, and green. I mean, red, black, and white. And if it wasn't red, black, and white, she didn't want to see it.
Red, black, and white. What's
no
that color scheme?
It's just people being difficult and just for no. I mean, okay, that means I can't use any green vegetables or herbs.
Unless you dye them.
Flavor right there. Yeah, and I'm not doing that. So. You know.
Who was that?
Her name was Carrie something. I can't remember, but yeah, she's a rich girl, spoiled, lots of money.
Oh,
right.
I'm sure you did.
At that time I wasn't in a position to turn down a client.
Right.
But now I am.
Okay.
Where did your passion for cooking come from? Like, who was the first person that pulled you in the kitchen and said, "Learn how to make this dish"?
Well, my grandfather was a chef.
Okay.
So I used to watch him when I was a kid, and it just made it. He was a very cool cat, like real cool. Drove
Was he
Cadillac,
married?
Okay. He was married. Dressed real fly and everything. And I always looked up to him, and I was like, okay, well, it's cool to be a man in the kitchen, So that put that idea in my head. But really, more than cooking, I like to eat. I always like to eat. So I was like,
weigh 102 pounds.
Well, I'm also Somali, so I have good genes.
Okay.
Quick metabolism. So. I just like to eat, and I figured if I wanted to eat the way I wanted to eat all the time, I'll have to figure out how to cook. So that's how that happened.
So you used to be in the kitchen like when you was younger, making this experiment with all kind of stuff, Snickers and honey buns, and
exactly.
Honey buns.
Yes.
You didn't have easy bake ovens and things like that.
Nah, I never had one of those because they
Okay.
were like, well, now they make them for like unisex, but back then it's pink and it just looked like it was for a little girl, so I wouldn't play with it.
Okay.
Well, now listen, I have to tell you something that happened before you came here. Our producer. In the corner right there, he actually went to culinary school.
Chef Joe Queen.
And
Chef Joe Queen. I'm sure you heard of him. Chef Joe Queen.
Yeah.
We've never had anything that we've never heard of him cooking anything, but he claims to know everything about food, and he was hating on you heavily, Chef Roble.
Like, I don't respect that guy.
Don't let them separate the color.
Did you? What school did you go to?
FCI.
FCI. That's a good school. I've done a lot of work there. It's a very good school. Very good school.
Oh, they've hired you to cook there.
Right.
I've
You
done
didn't
some
go there to
stuff
have to
yeah.
learn
Teach the
anything.
underlings.
Yeah, I was already done by that point. I actually got kicked out of culinary school, so I can't even talk.
You got kicked out. Oh, so you didn't finish.
Nah, I was kind of a knucklehead, but I finished up down here in New York.
So you're overachieving.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, well, guys like you get their degrees and have to struggle as radio producers. You got a television show. You're cooking for the president.
But seriously, Chef Roble, you have his dream job, and it hurt him actually.
Damn, y'all killing our producer.
It's
Q.
true. He was we had a discussion about it this morning, and it actually is his dream job that you have right now. So he said something about you have a rap group. So he said
the Food Tank Clan.
Yeah, but I mean that's not like okay. Well, Food Tang is like that all happened just from us being in the kitchen, just cooking and just like joking around and making up raps about food. And then we got to be so good at it that I was like, my boy has a studio. I was like, let's just go make a song and see how it comes out. So we made a song and it came out good. So and it's hilarious. It's comedy. Like nobody's trying to like get on and make money off rap.
Q wants to know how can he join the Food Tank Clan?
He wants to be the you god of Food Tank.
The you god. Capadonna, he said.
Cap is nice. Cap's nice.
All right. right. So no.
Oh no, we're good. We're good. It's
Damn, turned up there too. You can't even get in the rap group, Q.
We need to get the first mixtape out first before we think about watch the stove.
Before we
watch
can
the stove.
expand.
Do you ever feel any pressure when you got to cook for people? Because you had to cook for President Obama. Do you ever think somebody's going to be like, the food sucks? And has anybody ever told you your food sucks?
Have you ever given anyone food poisoning?
No, not that I know of. If somebody, I feel like, not to be cocky or anything like that, but if somebody feels like my food sucks, I just feel like there's something wrong with their taste buds. They just have bad taste.
That's not a good way to view things.
Look, I'm not good at a lot of stuff, but I'm very good at cooking.
Well,
You never have like an off day? Does that happen?
I might have partied the night before, and I feel like, let me not curse. I might feel hungover or something like that, but I'm always on with the food.
Well, explain to Obama then. How did that come about, and where was that?
That came about through Spike Lee and his wife. Apparently, they are fans of the show, and then when they got the opportunity to throw the fundraiser for the president at their place, I was the first person that they thought of. So they reached out, and I was like, it'd be an honor. I'll do this dinner for free. So we sold, I believe they were like $38,000 a plate, and they raised $1 million in one night.
That's
What did you cook for the president? Did you try to stay away from certain things like chicken?
Why would you stay away from chicken?
I actually did a choice of chicken and halibut. And we did like this seasonal. It was in the winter, so we did this seasonal salad with like blood oranges, which are winter fruit, and smoked goat cheese and candied walnuts and greens, and it was a real beautiful plate with like beet puree. It sounds crazy, but if you saw it, it's very beautiful, good looking food.
I actually had an opportunity to sample your food when you did Candy's event for her.
Oh yeah.
Her vibrators.
Yes.
Yeah.
For what's the real name of it? Because she's gonna get mad at me now if I'm up here and I don't even know.
Candy coated. Oh,
Bedroom candy.
Oh, bedroom candy.
Yeah.
Yes, bedroom candy. Yes, and she gave me one, and I gave one to my.
Whoa.
She
gave you what?
A vibrator?
Yeah, like they were gifted.
What the hell you use it to whip up batter or something?
No, I gave
blender.
it. I re-gifted it to my pastry chef. She's a female, so she can have fun.
Oh, why
with
didn't you
that
give it to your assistant?
She wasn't working.
Dan.
She wasn't working for me at the time, and that would be highly inappropriate.
Wait, so
Really?
You're not banging Dan? It seemed like
nah.
she
She
got
wrote
a
a
thing
song
for
about you.
Nah, she did not.
we know that was Charlamagne's assistant too. At
That
one
was
time.
not my assistant. I knew Dan when I used to work for Wendy Williams. She was an intern there.
Yeah, and you know that she's not that kind of girl. So.
Nah,
That's
yeah,
not
she
what-
don't seem like
no.
that.
Nah,
But I
she's
mean,
a
that
sweet
don't mean
girl.
that you can't hit it. I mean, you are Chef Roble.
Nah, but when you're working with somebody, when you're working with somebody like that, it's just a really bad idea. And she's just like she's.
So you don't feel like she had
I look at her like a little sister in some ways. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
You don't feel like she had a crush on you at any point?
I think that there was a moment there, but she's over it now. Now she probably.
You gave her what she wanted. Give her some little dessert after a nice meal. All right, get it out of you. It's out your system now.
Now, how is it working with family?
It's highly annoying, but at least I have somebody that I can trust 100%. Like my sister might get on my nerves. We might fight sometimes, but I know she has my back 100%.
And you can't really fire her.
I could, but then I'll have to deal with my mother, and that's a whole nother set of problems.
So you got to cook Thanksgiving, you got to cook Christmas, you got to cook Mother's Day, you
I'm
got to cook
always working.
every family meal.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
sucks.
I'm expected to. Yeah, it does kind of suck sometimes, but at the same time, it makes me happy to be able to do that. You know?
Does your new stardom take away from you actually focusing in the kitchen?
Well,
Because the pressure's on even more now.
it makes me busier. So sometimes I'm gonna have two things going on. I might need to be in my kitchen leading my kitchen, but at the same time, I might need to come and be on the Breakfast Club. So it's like, you know what? I have somebody else hold it down in the kitchen, and I'll come to the Breakfast Club.
So you have to hire ghost chefs. There's going to be somebody one day that pops up and says, Chef Roble don't cook nothing. I do all the cooking.
Oh, well, I have guys right now. You got Che Gravy. You have Adam Banks, who are two real strong guys that work for me in the kitchen. They hold it down when I'm not there.
Now, what's your favorite type of food to eat?
I can't say. I really like Mexican food. I like most types of Asian cuisine.
No seafood?
Oh, I love seafood. I mean, that all falls under that. Yeah, I love seafood. As long as it's real seafood and it didn't come from a farm and it actually got taken out of an ocean somewhere.
So where do you get your food from? Because I'm sure some of that food is hard to find or very expensive.
Well, we have, us chefs, we have access to, purveyors and people that have stuff that you can't find in grocery stores. But, I'm just going to speak for New York. I really like Fairway grocery stores.
Okay.
Especially the one in Red Hook. Please go support that place because after the hurricane, they got wiped out. They just rebuilt.
They're actually delivering some food to us tomorrow.
Oh, really? That's dope.
Yeah, they're great. They do a good job.
Now, I hear a lot of people say that you're arrogant now that you got your television show and you're doing all these things with the big celebrities and the president.
And then sometimes people say that you're not nice to your staff.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if people watch any of these shows with chefs on TV. Okay, one thing, I'm definitely not an arrogant guy. Anybody that knows me would tell you that. Am I kind of an a-hole sometimes? Yes, you have to be. You know what I mean? Like, compared to like somebody like Gordon Ramsay, I'm Mother Teresa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I only snap when I need to, and that's very rare. So
it's under pressure. Now, can you tell us some of your favorite restaurants to eat in New York? Because I want to try some new places.
Okay, I really like Beauty in Essex.
Oh, we
it's a
love
great
Beauty.
place.
I go there all the time.
All the way there.
Yeah. Look, if you bring a girl to Beauty in Essex on a date, half of the work is already done for you. Just don't say anything stupid. You know, make sure you pay for the date. Don't go Dutch and tip well.
Yeah, we got a family over there.
You
we
take
love
people
Beauty in
out there. What's the
Essex.
point of you
That's
taking somebody
Israel.
out?
Yeah, Israel, what up, Iz?
Because that way I don't have to do the work.
But if I'm dating you, I want some of your food.
That could happen every once in a while, but you know,
He's gonna
just-
give it a sausage. Just be easy.
So do you cook
Charlie,
for
that
the
was a
girl?
plea.
I know, right? Do you cook for the girl after you have sex with her?
I'm
Sandwich.
going to plead the fifth on that one.
All right. So what else besides Beauty in Essex? Where else?
Yeah, we need some new places.
Stanton Social. That's another
Okay, that's
place
right
by
there.
the same chef. He's amazing. Chris Santos.
I like that place.
There's so many places.
What about in Brooklyn?
In Brooklyn, okay, you got I really like barbecue, and the only really authentic barbecue place that I've ever been to in Brooklyn is called the Smoke Joint. It's in Fort Greene.
Okay, I know where
The
that
place
is.
is great. The General Green in Fort Greene is good. There's Speedy Romeo, which is a new brick oven restaurant. They do lots of great pizzas, steaks, all kinds of stuff.
Back to the city. What else you got in the
Footprints. You got to
city?
go to Footprints. You go to Footprints?
I heard about that place, but I haven't been
Nice
there.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just goes there for the alcohol.
Oh,
No,
Soko is good.
Yeah, Soko.
Soko it's the same people that do the grill.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the same as a brother-sister team. But Soko is very good.
You're not thinking about opening up your own spot?
I actually am. And I'm 99% sure that I found my location like last week.
Manhattan,
So,
Brooklyn?
It's in Brooklyn.
Okay.
It's right across the bridge. And when you cross the Manhattan Bridge, it is the first restaurant you're going to see before you even see Junior's.
Wow. Well, good luck with that. We'll
Yeah.
definitely be coming. That's right. What? 10 minutes?
Yep, right there.
Now, this Mike Tyson thing, was it real?
That was a joke. Like, anybody that follows me on Instagram, please follow me on Instagram. It's at Chef Roble. Same thing on Twitter, at Chef Roble. So anyways, I'm a jokester. I'm a clown, like, on Instagram. So everybody that really knows me knows. But then somebody from the Post picked up on it and published it like it was actually real. So, you know, I thought it was funny. But then next thing I know, it's on page 6.
Whoa.
And then people are calling me, asking me for comments. I'm like, yo, let me...
It spiraled out
Yeah.
of control.
It went crazy. So I know his sister Jackie. So I called her up. I'm like, do you see what's going on here? And she hadn't seen it, so I forwarded it over to her. She's like, all right, let me run this by Mike. He thought it was funny. That was that. And
Yeah, you
No
don't want to
knockout.
mess with Mike. Or Jackie.
nah. But you know, at least I got one thing: I could run faster than him. You know what I'm saying? He's
Yeah.
not catching me. If I see him coming, I'm out.
But when Jackie's in that car, Jackie will hit you.
Early, yes, she will. She'll
Now,
play.
Chef Roble, would you date a woman who can't cook?
I would, but she would have to be willing to learn how to cook. If she's anti-kitchen, anti-cooking, being domesticated, I'm
She's
not
not a
into
woman.
that at all. She's not a woman. I very much dislike that.
Is there any celebrity actresses that have, hollered at you like, yo, when you gonna cook for me, Roble? And you use that as an in to get some box?
Well, let's say that they did. If I said it on the radio, that would never occur again. So I'm going to plead the fifth.
Oh, very
yes.
good.
Yeah.
All right, so season 3. Is there going to be a season 3 now that tonight is the finale?
Well, I can't say so 100%, but I mean, if you look at the numbers, I would say so 100%.
Do you enjoy doing it though?
When we're actually filming the show, it's a pain in the ass because I'm trying to run a catering company, which is very difficult, and then you have to make sure that the people that are capturing it can capture it. So it's like sometimes you have to do double work, and it gets annoying, especially when some producer wants you to do something that you know is completely unnecessary, that's not going to make the cut. But you do it anyway because at the end of the day, it's a blessing. It's a big fat commercial for everything I do, so I will not complain.
And you're on Twitter a lot. Does it like bother you when you see the comments? Because people will get at you on Twitter.
People, I don't know why I let people on the internet annoy me, but I do.
I see you responding a lot.
Yeah, I do. Like I respond to positive and negative, but when people say really stupid things to me, I feel like they need to get snatched up right quick. So I
But
just
it's
like
Twitter. You can't snatch them up through the
oh, you
your
can,
iPhone.
you can make them look really stupid. very easily.
What did they
just
say?
blocked
What's
them
the
and
worst
not
thing they
giving that
say about
attention.
you?
It's the worst when like somebody with 12 followers sends you something stupid and now I'm replying to that.
Like,
Yeah.
what insults you? Like, is it so they say something about your appearance or your food?
Nah, it's just when people say things, and it's when people think that they know you, but they don't. You know, if somebody insults my food, like, look, you never had my food and you can't even afford it, so whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Now I see why.
I can see why they call you arrogant.
I see why they
Yeah, that was a little cocky.
Now I see why they don't like you.
You're talking about hiring a catering company.
Yeah.
It's expensive to hire a catering company. That's why I'm opening a restaurant, so then you can afford to come and eat my food.
Okay,
Is your
cleaned
food
it
going to
up.
be affordable?
Oh, it's gonna be very affordable. Yeah, it's gonna be
What's
in
the
the pocket.
specialty? Like, what kind of restaurant is it?
Well, I'm still trying to figure that out. If I had to answer that question right now, this may change. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to the menu is going to consist of things that people see on the show that they like.
Okay.
So I'll take like all the greatest hits from the television show and just keep it rotating.
What's the name of the restaurant?
I'm not
Roble.
sure yet.
That's it.
I could. I mean, that's probably the
Can
smartest
you make
thing
sure
I
you
could
guys
do.
have a great brunch?
Yeah, well, I'm good at the brunches now.
Yeah,
with,
please.
with the everyday people, the brunch
Right.
event, because like people come, they eat, then they turn up. But and I actually just did a brunch in Houston last Saturday, and it was really nice. It was, I don't know, where are the guys at? It was like 200 people, and almost everyone was a woman.
Oh, that's not a problem.
Yeah, you complaining?
but like I'm like, guys, why are you not here? You had your pick of the litter.
Right.
It was like me and Bun B, and that was the only guys there.
You never answered though. What insults you? Like, what pisses you off on Twitter?
When people think that they know you when they don't, you know. And I really shouldn't get annoyed. I'm getting better at it. But just when people say ignorant stuff too, like on Instagram,
When they be like, you look like
Instagram
the-
is the worst because everybody's got something to say.
They be like,
So,
you look
I'm
like the
gonna
monkey
stop
from
reading.
Madagascar. That's what I see a lot.
That wouldn't bother me at all. That wouldn't bother me.
Now, would you
What'd you say?
Yeah,
You look
that
like
was-
the what?
Yeah, I don't even
I'm
know.
talking about the monkey from Madagascar. That's
Oh.
what they say on his comments.
I get more comments in the other way. You know what I mean?
Votto.
So it's all. It's
Votto.
all,
That's
it's all
what
positive.
our chef. That's what he said. He said, "Oh, that's just Votto out there. That's not Votto. That's Chef Roble,
Votto, the rapper.
the rapper." Yeah.
You kind of look like Votto a little bit.
You think so?
With the hat on, yep.
I haven't heard that one yet.
Now, would
I used to get Kid Cudi and
Cudi,
Cudi.
yeah,
Cudi.
Cudi.
Special ed.
would you
Special
cater
ed.
something
Special ed.
for Paula Dean if she
That's
called
what,
you?
that's what I hear.
If Paula Dean called you up and asked you to cater something, would you be down for that?
If she's paying, I'm playing. Just don't say nothing crazy to me.
You wouldn't make up a special dessert called cookies?
But what if she said, I want
Yo,
the...
what's that movie where the lady made the pie for the lady?
The help. Yeah, the help.
But what if she said, I want to hire you, but I need all black people to work and to serve everyone?
I'm not doing that because my staff is very multicultural. I have a very beautiful multicultural staff, so I'm not doing that.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
Well,
You think that Paula Dean should have lost her show and everything?
Well, I'm not in a position to say that.
In your opinion.
Do I think she should have lost her show? I'm not going to say that because, you know, what if I make a mistake someday? You know what I mean? I'm not going to judge her. You know what I mean? Like, she apologized for the thing. I do believe that she's genuinely sorry. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold a grudge against her. You know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of people, you know, holding grudges against her, and they call themselves, you know, this and that. Oh, you know, I go to church, I'm a Christian. What would Jesus do? He would forgive, wouldn't he? So forgive the lady.
Not if you
Move
call
on.
him a nigga. He might not like that.
Shut up, man. Shut up,
I'm
man.
serious.
Chef Roble,
Nah,
of course.
I think he would be okay with it.
Chef, now when's the season finale again?
That is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern on Bravo TV.
Tonight, 8 p.m.
That's
Eastern.
so random that they put it at a different time. That's going to confuse people.
Well, it's okay. You know, they're putting the word out there that the time switch is there, and the reason is that the new season of Top Chef Masters is coming on, so we want to, make some space for them. You know,
You think you're the best cook out there?
No, but I don't suck.
Okay.
Who's the best in your opinion?
The best, if I had to say, it's really hard to say, but
Chef
I would
Joaquin?
say Eric
Our
Repair.
producer?
Eric Repair. Yeah,
Eric
Le Bernardin it's probably the #1 restaurant in New York City. It's a seafood restaurant, classical, or not, it's a modern French seafood
called?
restaurant. Le Bernardin.
So why doesn't he have a TV show?
Because he doesn't even need one.
Got you.
But he actually does have a television show on PBS called Avec Eric. But he's fly guy. He's the man. He's been the man for a long time.
Gotcha.
He does TV for fun.
Do you agree with that, Q? Okay.
All right.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Well, Chef Roble, next time you come, you better bring some food,
Yes. I will not come empty-handed.
even if it's donuts or something. Something to
Donuts.
eat. All right, it's the Breakfast Club. It's Power 105.1 and Chef Roble.
Real people, real celebrities, real talk.
Join the Breakfast Club.
Blast off in your ear.
Weekday morning, 6 to 10.
Only on Power 105.1.